I said it respectfully because, you know, who knows what their situation was. They were married, they got kids, they got a wife saying this ain't working out, you know. So I'm not knocking them, but you said, and you said it earlier, I don't have a net. And I think a lot of people, they operate, it's easy for people to throw in the towel when they have a plan B.
Yeah,
and you clearly...
Or when corporate is a plan B. Corporate was never a plan B.
That's what I'm saying, corporate. That's it. Plan, however you want to phrase it, corporate, whatever. Yeah. Like, I can go back work for my parents. I can, whatever I got, I can, my plan B is my savings. Whatever the case may be, you have built-in plan Bs, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. You never acknowledged it while you're going through this, and that's what helped you, at least in my opinion, get to where you are. So now, okay, you know, I'm looking at my little phone. We've been doing it for 51 minutes. I want to be respectful of your time. How you want time?
No, I'm good.
Oh, good. Okay, good. So
we can talk, keep what you want.
Awesome. So I guess my question is, my next question is, so now I know you said sexy and boring, you know, makes, you know, but now, and you want to go into the, you know, the government work.
Yeah.
How do you get in? Like, so now it's just you, right? It's by yourself.
The first question is, how do I run this company as a one-man team? What can I do and what can't I do?
Yep.
Right? And biggest issue that I always had was warehousing and logistics. And then my simple thought was, I know I can't be the only guy in this position. So then I started researching online, and I'm like, what do small teams do when they have product companies and all of that? And I learned about third-party logistics. Right? Outsourcing your warehouse, pick, pack, and shipping. Mm-hmm. Right? So all of a sudden, I cold call these guys. I realized that I only got to pay, you know, $9 or $10 a pallet, and I'm only paying for the product that I have. And then whenever I get a shipment, I pay them 75 cents or $1. And then it gets shipped out the same day.
Is that called? Because I've been looking into that myself. Is that drop shipping? That term?
No.
That's
drop
different.
shipping is sometimes when you ship it directly from manufacturer to the end customer.
Right, so they are shipping it to you first.
Yeah. This is 3PL. This is 3PL.
3PL.
So what a 3PL company does is they take a bunch of smaller companies. The smaller companies pay them based on pallet, right? So however many pallets of product you have, and then you pay them a transaction fee for when you get sales. Mm. So all of a sudden now, I don't got to worry about warehousing. I don't got to worry about shipping. And I get volume discounts because I'm built into their shipping as opposed to my little 2-bit operation.
So again, though, no one said, "Hey, Jason, this is what I do." You had to. How could you had because you had the vision. You knew you had the product, and you even had the niche, right? Government. You know where you wanted to go. You had the product. It's tested, proven. You have Morehouse. You got the, you know, Georgia. It's just like, I just got to figure out the warehouse and logistics. And you had to go ahead and again, research this on your own, right? Mm-hmm. And now you do that. And then tell me, how do you start to, so now you have the model, which is obviously working. How are you getting into, you know, how are you landing these opportunities?
So back to step one again, cold call. Now, what happened is, the good thing about being a slow growth company, like there was a lot of struggles, but I met a lot of people earlier on in the years, right? That, you know, there are so many kind of one-hit wonders that when year 5, when you come around, they got a different level of respect than they got year 1 or year 2. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people that may have liked me, that may have seen some potential, that didn't want to come around year 1, when I'm knocking at their door year 5 and I'm in year 6, and I'm like, yo,
I'm here.
You still ain't spending no money with me, and we're still out here. Give me some business. And then I also realized during that period that I need to focus on consolidating the Southeast and where I'm located, which was New York. And the second part of that is I realized that government gives all of their orders through fax or online, so that's why I could be anywhere. Because the same way we're talking over Google right now, I can call people wherever I got Wi-Fi. I get the orders online and I forward it down to the warehouse. And then you get direct deposit into your account. So
beautiful thing, man. It's awesome.
So at this point, then I'm like, my last challenge is access to product. And that's where you get the capital side. So then I had to go back out to, and at this point I switched over to like our 5th manufacturer, right? Because I realized the first guy, product was bad. Second guy, pricing was bad. Third guy, they didn't give us good timelines in terms of shipping. The fourth guy, they just say, you know, and then I finally found a guy that worked, right? Go back out to him, and I'm like, yo, I think I can take down about 30% of government nationwide. There are some big contracts coming up. I think I can control this in 18 months. If you can help me out on the payment terms, let me just be, I already got the infrastructure where whether I'm doing 20 million condoms or 100 million condoms, nothing changes. I can do this as a one-man team. I can cold call everybody I need to cold call. I got a couple of anchors, and I got set up with the key distributors. So I'm getting brought on to McKesson. I don't know if you know about like McKesson. They're the 5th largest company in the U.S. and the largest distributor of products in the government. And there's another one called MCAP. And I'm like, they will give me the last element of distribution that I need to be able to get into all 50 states.
Wow. It's amazing, man. And the best part about it is, so your pivot, you got your niche, and, you know, because you're, you know, minority-owned business, and, oh, by the way, and we'll get into this in a little bit, you know, because I want to drill down into more bcondoms, the meaning of it, the social impact and all that, how you came up with that name. But a big part of being, you know, of bcondoms is, and at least from your website, and are you still the only, you know, black-owned, independently owned? So that's huge in the government space, correct? Because it's like, okay, well, we got...
If you can be around long enough to be able to reap the, like, anybody can get certification, right? But
100%.
What happens is it comes down to pricing. Everybody likes a nice story, but can you compete on cost and can you do the volume? And the biggest issue for any, like, you got to be able to compete. They like a story, but at the end of the day, what do the numbers look like? Yeah. Like, I'm beating people right now because I can give a better product at the same cost. I don't need to beat them on cost, but let's go pound for pound. Yeah. I can go pound for pound against Lifestyles, Trojan, or Durex, or Global Protection anywhere around the country.
That's great, man. So let's jump in.
Still make a profit.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the end of the day. You trying to make money. I mean, yeah, you're not driven by money, but you can't be, you know, eating ramen noodles either at 38 years old, 37 years, you know.
But you got to think at the end of the day, because of the way the operation's set up, I personally keep about 30% of everything I make. Exactly.
So that's great.
There's no one left.
Because it's only you, dude. You win. I actually thought because the way you visit your site, you know, the way it's run, you know, the appearance, like I thought, like, yo, does he have like 50? You have 25? How many employees you got? You got a one-man band? Dude. Major problem. So, like, that's the thing. Someone's going to hear this, at least I hope, and they're going to be like, it's like, to me, it's like, what's your excuse? Like, my man's dropping knowledge. He's telling you you had no background in condoms, no background in warehouse logistics, manufacturing, you know, none of that. Your partners left, right? And it's just like you have and it's just like you're competing in an industry where there is no other like you. So it's just like, so what's your excuse? You can't say, well, I don't have. It's like, no, you figure it out when you want to figure it out. So, you know, major props to you, my man. So, bcondoms. Like, let's get more into, you know, let's do more of the sexy part of bcondoms, right? Because we're talking about a lot of the grunt. Now let's kind of like, let's bring out, because I think we've been talking. I don't even know if people. You know, this might be literally an hour into us. This might be the first time we've actually said bcondoms. I'm not sure. I may have mentioned it before, but so bcondoms. First of all, how did you come up with, I mean, I'm sure you've been asked this a bunch of times, but again, how did you come up with the name bcondoms to begin with?
All right, here goes the thing. We wanted to be able to let people know who we are without it being blatant, right? And then I always thought back about FUBU, right? Even though they weren't necessarily owned by Dave and John and everybody like that, but I also wanted to be something that, like, we could connect with a lot of different, it doesn't necessarily have to be black. I wanted it to be, like, representative to, like Supreme. Like, you know, like how Supreme is as a brand? Yep. That's really kind of like what I looked at. And I was like, yo, you can be cool, you can be you can be whatever you want to be. Just be healthy, right?
Be whatever you want, but be healthy. 100%.
Black, right? But when people see me and they see bcondoms, they're like, okay, be black. So I wanted to have that dual meaning.
So that's okay. So that's pretty straightforward. And it's great though. I like how because you said, internally, what be meant. You meant, be yourself, be healthy, be active, be safe, all that stuff. But then you knew, a lot of people would just assume, oh, when they see a black entrepreneur, oh, you named your company bcondoms, oh, you representing black, the condoms for black people. But it's not for black people. It's more of a lifestyle. Right.
But that lifestyle, I think, is rooted in the black experience.
100%.
And that's where it's kind of like when I look, you got like the states that we took on this year, right?
Yeah. How many states do you have now?
So we're in about. It's interesting. I thought about it today. We're carried in about 10 or 11 states right now.
Well, you got 40 more to go. You got 40 more to go. Are you just scratching this? Think about that, though. I'm not trying to get up in your Kool-Aid, but dude, you selling 20 million. You said 20 million. You said, right? I'm looking. Yeah. You're gonna sell 20 million condoms, and you doing 10 states, dude. You double. Like just get to 20, 25. Yeah. I mean, that's big numbers. So anyway, you're in 10 states today.
Yeah. And we're getting picked up by the 2 key distributors that should open up. That should allow us to double that next year.
And you're looking to double. All right. That's what's up. All right. So 10 states, 2 key distributors.
And I'm looking at bringing on 2 part-timers.
Why?
What?
Why? Listen. Here's a little plug. I got to do it. Cause people, I work for a payroll company, GTM Payroll, and I work with a lot of groups, whether it's someone who runs a one-man shop or, people who have, 1,000 employees, I think is on. And I always tell somebody in your situation when they're talking about, I want to hire somebody, I'm just like, are you sure? Because like once you start hiring, it from Zippy days, but it's just like
employees are responsibility.
Employees are tough.
But I realized that there were 2 things. I need it's a part-time job because my job is really part-time when you look at it now, right?
Yeah. Well, it's not part-time, but I know what you mean.
So I need a part-time CFO because the big issue that we're having now is as we're increasing our volume, it's cash flow, right? So we got a lot of product moving out, we got cash coming in, and I need somebody like who's just in on the books, floating them out. And it's not a full-time gig; it's something that somebody could probably do 20 hours a week.
FYI, just I didn't want to cut you off, but again, this is because of my line of work. So there are, and you may even know this, there are a lot of groups that. CFO for hire type companies where they're like a straight up independent contractor. They got, 40, 50 other clients where it's describing exactly what you're talking about. You just need somebody to come in, manage the books, watch things, and you don't have to put them on payroll. They're just a straight up independent contractor. So, just.
I did that with because we use a thing called Remote Books Online.
Yeah.
That like our QuickBooks, but I need somebody a little bit more high level. Like, and I know what you're talking, because I've been looking. But I need like a hired gun. Like one of them people that can think growth strategically. Yeah.
All right. Either way, I don't want to I don't want to turn this into a CFO type concept. Anyway, you're bringing on 2 people, CFO, and who's the second person?
I need an assistant because I'm getting dragged up with a lot of grunt work.
Well worth it. that I can say absolutely. They're worth, all day. So you're looking for an assistant. I don't know when I'm going to air this, but when people see, you might get some calls. Like, I saw that video and I'll look. But that's awesome. So you need an assistant and a part-time CFO. You're looking to double in the next year.
We got a good group of clients.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to look at my notes here real quick. As far as what questions, because you answer a lot of my questions just through regular dialogue. You don't have any employees. Just real quick, money is it's nice to make money. It's nice to be comfortable. It's nice to live a lifestyle, a certain way where you don't have to worry about money. But I can just tell you're not motivated by it. So what, at the end of the day, like, what does motivate you? Every single.
Here goes. Honestly, I can't lie about this. I want to make a massive amount of money, but I think that there are certain things, like I see that it's hard for people to be able to compete if you don't control wealth. And I think one of the biggest errors within that whole civil rights movement, and with, I think there were a lot of, like, I think desegregation helped out a lot, but it really broke down our economic power. And I think until you control economics, you're not going to be seen as equal. And I plan to make a lot of money because part of the reason that I want to build like my own institutes, where literally like I will give out the knowledge and the blueprint for free. But I want it, but I also want to be able to build my own schools, where I can literally kind of like, as crazy as he was, when Hitler and any of them guys were like, yo, you give me the youth and I can change the world. If you can brainwash people from the time that they're young into believing that there's a certain level that they should be at, and you show them how to compete, they can compete. Yep. But I think what happens is, like, I realize I'm an anomaly, right? Like, not many people are going to have 7 years with zero income to be able to get to where they want it and be able to figure it out, right? Yep. But now I see the blueprint. And my blueprint, part of the reason I say it is, I see 1,000 other industries that it can be used and not even looking at the ancillary industry. And so I don't gain any pride knowing that, like, I was the first black guy hired at my law firm in 4 years. I was the only black guy coming through the door at Whole Foods. I was the only black guy coming through the door at Walgreens and Walmart, all of these other. I don't take any pride in that. It makes it more difficult on me. It makes it more difficult on my future kids. And so the more I'm able to serve as a gateway, right, and being able to lower the barrier of entry and knowledge, because it's really about knowledge. Like, when you join a job, they give you a blueprint on how to do your job, right? Yep. There's a blueprint here on how to make money. It's not going to be easy. You're still going to have to put in the time, the work, the effort, and a little bit of sacrifice, but it can be done if you do things the right way. And now that I'm like, I almost call it like Harriet Tubman, like I'm over here in Canada, and I'm like, yo, a lot more people can be free. Like, yeah. Because like right now, like so when I say like, I can make money wherever I got Wi-Fi, right? I need it. Like, and I don't put my head down to nobody. I'm my own man. But I didn't know it was going to end up this way. But now that I got the knowledge, I'm like, yo, this can be applied to so many other things that I would love to share it with people that really need it. Yep. So you want to take your, which is a big part of being a leader, in my opinion. There's an old adage, success leaves clues. But the thing about it is, a lot of people, they're successful, but they ain't trying to share anything. And what I really respect about listening to you right now is the fact that you're motivated. You want to make money, but you want to make money so that you're in a position to be able to build institutes, therefore be able to share your knowledge with others. So yeah, it's still going to be hard, but at least it's kind of like running a franchise. McDonald's, Subway. It's like, yeah, it's going to be hard, but I follow this plan, and you'll be good. And you'll be good. And I think there's not a lot of people who, I'll be honest, I'm not just saying this, like where they get to a situation. And this doesn't make them bad people, but the whole taking people under their wing and teaching other people, you don't see enough people doing that. So, much respect for you on doing that. 100%. That's really good. Because the other way about it is, it's like I look at the challenges that I've had, man, and it's been so rough. Right? Like you can see, I've had a lot of ups and I've had a lot of really low lows, right? Yeah. But if my parents had to give me that rock solid belief that like a little bit of craziness in my own head, I easily could have crippled. And I'll give you another example. Like there was a point at which I first started getting orders and I couldn't get a bank loan. Wow. No one wanted to lend to me, right? My dad reached into his retirement, right, and used his retirement to buy me the product. The money whenever you can, and I know you'll give it back. Wow. Because no one else, not one other person would give me the money and there would be no company without that. Wow. And that's funny because one of my questions, believe it or not, I think it was like number, I don't know where it was, 3 or 4. And I was going to say, your parents, and what were they thinking while you were, I have it written down. What were your parents saying
when you decided you wanted to, I mean, throughout this whole journey, really, okay, hey guys, I want to leave BU, I want to go to Morehouse. Oh, okay, I'm a patent attorney, I want to leave that. Okay, I'm going to start Zippy. Okay, that crashed. Like, walk me through, like, how were your, like, parents? Were they like, I told you so? Were they like, keep pushing? Like, what kind of...
Man,
what
I've
kind of
had
role
probably
did they play?
the best, the most supportive parents I could ever wish for. I think what they did was, you know, and part of the reason that, like, you know, I lost my dad about a year ago.
Yeah, I heard, sorry about that, man. Yeah, I saw that on Facebook.
Was because with him, you know, like I told you, his schedule was like 6 to 2, right? So all of my formative time was mainly kind of like just he and I, right? So I think with him, they were always big on saying, I gave you the skills, and I trust that you'll know what to do with them that fits you. And no matter what I did, no matter where I went, they had the faith that I would be able to figure it out. And they said, if you don't, we'll be here to fall back upon. And then there were times at which I didn't know if it was going to work. Like, you had to think when we had, like, to split up with my business partners and everything else, and they said, you know, stay the course. Stay the course, because they had already seen how miserable I was as an attorney. And they're like, you know, you have to, this is your lane. I can't tell you it's going to be easy. I don't even know where it's going to lead. But you got to stay the course. So they pushed me to stay as much as I wanted to stay myself.
And so what I really gained from that, and again, I saw you know, I saw when you initially posted about your dad passed away last year, but then I saw your, you know, recently, you know, the tribute you had to him. You seem like a really great guy, and you know, and just in general with your parents, I think this is a great value lesson to even for parents, where a lot of them, they want they want your, you know, as a parent now, even with Melina, who's 3.5, like, you do things to shelter them, to protect them from getting hurt. In a way, we almost encourage them to play it safe, right? So many parents in your situation where, you know, you left, you know, you lost, you know, your job, and then you started your company, it failed, and they see you struggling, as bad as they probably wanted to. I didn't hear that they ever said, Jason, you know what? Why don't you fall back on being a lawyer? Get the money, get the benefits, get the retirement. And they said, you know what? Go for it. You know, like I said, we help deliver, you know, the skill suit, and we have faith in whatever you're trying to do. And that's just a valuable lesson, I think, that even some parents, you know, that they can learn as far as growing up, you know, bringing up their kids. You know, don't, just because you may not have lived out all your dreams, don't place caps on your child's, you know, dreams. You know, unconditional love, but you also got to give that unconditional support and convey that belief in your children. And you're proof positive that when that happens, this is the result that you have. Because it's not like you know, from day one you struck a home run, and it's easy to support you then. It's like you did it. But it's like to see, you know what I mean? Like to see your kid struggle, you know what I mean, and be broke, and you know like that. So that, you know, I never met your parents, but you know, I have a lot of respect for them just from hearing you talk about them the way you're doing. So
yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
and you know, oh, I'm hearing an echo. Hopefully it'll go away. You hear echo?
I'm good, man. I mean, it's a little bit, but it's just cutting out.
I think the second thing, you
go ahead.
My mother came to New York when I first started bcondoms, and we did an event with the New York City Department of Health. And that was she used to run a drug and alcohol treatment center in Massachusetts. That's what she did professional.
Okay.
Right? And she actually had the only, like, black run, you know, like, treatment center in Massachusetts at that time during the crack epidemic. And I think that played a large role in terms of, like, you know, she would give people opportunities that had, like, bad records, that had messed up in their lives, but she realized if she wasn't the one to give them the opportunity, she would. And when she came to New York and she saw the work that I was doing and she saw the reception, I think that validated it for her. And she realized, she was like, you know, I can't tell you when it's going to turn around. But she's like, you're on the right path.
Wow.
Be patient.
You got a great mama, man. Great mom. And dad, obviously. That's what's up. But listen, man, I think we got, we've been going an hour and 15 minutes, and, you know, I don't know, you know, this is my again, I'm super excited about, you know, my whole journey, too, of getting on the box. I like what I do. I love what I do, as a matter of fact. It provides me with you know, great income for my family and support them. But at the same time, I know there's more to what I have to offer, and part of that is storytelling, telling the stories of others to inspire, you know, people to tell their story, if you will. And I love the fact that I had you as my first guest because you know, again, we went to college. I mean, this is what's funny is we went to school for 1 year, dude. This is the beauty of relationships. We were at BU for 1 year, and here we are 20 years later. And, you know, through the power of, you know, social media, Instagram, we follow each other. You know, I see all your, you know, I like your stuff, you like mine. And it's just like, I had no problem reaching out to you to say, hey, man, I'm trying to do this. But I'll be honest, I just thought it was, you know, I thought your story was really, hey, this is a guy who was doing really well as a law, you know, in law. And he decided to bet on himself and start a bcondoms. But like, there's so much, you know, the struggle. You know, that story is just like, if that doesn't inspire people, you know, to just, you know, run full steam ahead towards their passion or goals, I don't know what will. So Jason, my man, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, you know, for agreeing to do this. I think we did a pretty good job. I think we're going to bring some value to some people. But real quick, tell people how they can. I mean, I know you do a lot of government work. And you know, but still, let's, you know, there's no harm in promoting, you know, the website and all that. So how can people find, you know, bcondoms?
So if you want to find bcondoms, you can go online at bcondoms.com, just the letter B, condoms with an S.com. You can follow us on Instagram. May not be as active, but we post some things every once in a while. You can also get us, if you work with a nonprofit organization, go to B Holding Group. That's a corporate name.com. That's where we carry a lot of lines that we sell directly to government. So just in case I didn't get picked up, I mean, I have no idea how we sound, right? You know, I'm videotaping this with my phone. So, but you said B Holdings. B Holding Group. So like a holding company.
Yep.
Letter B Holding.
B Holding.
Group.
Yep.
Group.com.
So bholdingsgroup.com, and that's for a lot of, you know, if you're a nonprofit or your government. Oh, no S. So bholdinggroup.com, bholdinggroup.com, and that's if you're like in government or a nonprofit and they want to get a hold of you that way. Correct? All right. And real quick, I know we're doing a wrap up. Did you say something on the website? I you know, just doing my research for the interview. Do you do some type of partnership with nonprofits or some sort? I thought you maybe.
Yeah. Earlier on, we were a lot more kind of engaged in the social giveback aspect.
Yep.
And we realized that as a smaller company, it didn't necessarily. It was a lot more challenging than it is for like a bigger company. So we haven't been as engaged on that part. We will donate sometimes, or I think what we generally will do now is we'll give it to nonprofits at cost.
Got it.
So that, you know, we won't have to, you know, and we're not going to make any money on them, but like we're not looking to. We can't give it out for free.
So yeah, so that's fine. Because again, so that you may not be, you know, certain, you know, cutting checks as big checks, but still, when you do donate in general. But now being able to say to somebody, you know what, I'm not making any profit on this. I'm just, whatever I pay is what you pay. That's still a lot for, you know, a nonprofit. So, you know, don't poo-poo that. I mean, the fact that, because a lot of people, you know, we'll give you a 10% discount. 10% discount, you still profiting a lot of times. It's like, yeah, you know, okay, instead of making a 40% profit, I'll make a 30% profit. You're just saying, no, this is at cost. Here you go. And so you're creating value there. So that's awesome too. So bcondoms.com, you're on the Instagram, bholdingsgroup.com, you know, for the government work. Before we hang up though, is there anything you think we missed, think we want to add to this, or, you know, what do you think?
I would say if anybody has any question, they want to vet anything out, if they have ideas that they're looking, feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than willing to share everything I know. Like, this road has really been arduous for me, and if there are any ways that I can go and share my knowledge base with anybody else, I'm more than willing to help. And they can find me at, you know, Jason K. Panda on Instagram. All
right, so that real quick, I'm looking at the camera right now because I want to make eye contact. I've been looking at, you know, you. So that's really important. So anyone, again, we're eliminating excuses tonight. So if you are looking, you know, to learn from somebody who's gone through hell and back, and now they have a proven business model, he just said he's offering up, he's willing to help you. He's willing to be a resource to you. So I really want to encourage you to find Jason. And again, it's not hard to find Jason Panda. He's on, you know, Instagram. You go to bcondoms.com, send him a, you know, direct message. Either way, he's not hard to find, okay? So please take him up on that offer. And Jason, that's really, you know, cool of you to do that. But I'm good, my man. You know, I really appreciate this.
Thanks
you know,
for your time, Keto, man. This is real cool, dude.
We gotta stay up. We gotta stay in touch, man. Are you going to be in the Albany area at all anytime soon, or what's
the interesting thing is I probably will be next month. If not next month, then in August, because you know, off the record, it's looking like we're gonna get built in.
Hold on. Let me turn off the camera. Then hold on. You know, hey, we can't be giving up all the secrets. You know, we gotta keep some stuff on the wrap. But also say if you're gonna be in the Albany area, love for you to, you know, honestly, you got a place to stay. You know, we'll take, you know, meet my family, Rachel, Melina, and we'll take you out. We'll have a great time. You know, we got especially if you come up in the summertime, we got Saratoga track. So you know, I mean, it's been real great catching up with you. And
thanks so much, Chico,
let's just thank you, Jason, seriously. And I'm still waiting for my hat. What happened was I'm trying to get that fitting. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to wear that condom.
Nah, I'm gonna send an email to the warehouse right now. You know, that's a good thing about the way the model's set up is all I gotta do is just email it. I email it and then I get a tracking number later.
Make money wherever there's Wi-Fi. Tell you, I'm gonna get a T-shirt made. You think I'm kidding? So. But that's awesome, my man. Be good.
All right, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Let's stay up, man. And expect the hats by next week because I'm going to send off the email today.
Anytime, man. I'm busting your chops. So we'll get it, though. All right, Jason. Appreciate you.
All right. Have a good night.
All right, you too. See you later. I hope that was of value to you. He inspired me beyond belief. And, you know, there's a lot to digest there, and rather than try to ramble right now and give a recap, you know, it's kind of like when you know, you sit down for Thanksgiving dinner and you have a great meal, you have a dessert, you have fellowship with your family. You just can't get up from the table after the meal. You kind of have to sit there and you know, unbutton that top button. Well, that's kind of what I'm at right now. I just kind of want to sit here, you know, marinate on what we just talked about, and then figure out really in a couple weeks or so how I want to distribute this. Is it going to just be a podcast? Am I going to upload to YouTube? Am I going to write the story? I mean, because I had a plan. I mean, literally, I'll show you. I mean, I had like 15, 20 questions that I wanted to ask Jason, and sometimes you just got to get out the way and just let them tell their story and, you know, try to navigate them. But, you know, that was really good. I'm going to go enjoy a glass of wine. Today's Rachel's last day of school, so I want to spend some time with her, congratulate her on her great year. But this is really great, and I hope you enjoyed it. So looking forward to producing the finished product for you. Take care. Oh, you're not supposed to turn that off either way. Supposed to like wait a couple seconds, so I'll wait. 3, 2, okay, now I'll turn it off.